Right. Uh, what's up, homie? We are not Tonys. And today, with me here is Weihan. Salam sejahtera tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dan selamat datang ke stream Automobilista 2 IMSA series yang kini berlangsung di Adrenaline Impact, J Gallery Creator dan juga Vertex Esports. With me is Chan Weihan, dialing in all the way from across the bay, from the land of the Singapore. Say hi, Weihan.
Hi everyone. Hi Kelvin. Hi Kairu behind the cameras. Yeah, happy to be here on another endurance round here at Laguna Seca as we take on the best that Automobilista 2 has to offer.
Yeah. So kalau korang yang nak join kita hari ni, kita ada lagi masa 11 minit, hampir-hampir 12 minit lah sampai perakhiran sesi kelayakan ini yang kini berlangsung live di Litar Lumba Virtual Laguna Seca, yang kini kita ada dua jenis kereta, GT3 dan juga Le Mans. What's LMDH? Le Mans Hybrid?
Le Mans Daytona Hybrid.
Yeah. LMDH. Yes. So tu dia. Kalau korang nak join kita ni malam ni, boleh ke page Vertex Esports dan Adrenaline Impact untuk menonton live stream, ataupun kalau nak jom lumba bersama kami pun boleh masuk Automobilista 2 dan cari session Adrenaline Impact dan juga Vertex Esports lah. Is that correct? Alright. So Weihan, what has been up?
Well, it seems that in this server, weather conditions don't look the best. It's fog. I'm surprised that the drivers still can see their way around the track and race. They can see their way around and race.
They can see. Not easy to see for sure, but look at that. Look at that Le Mans Hybrid just eating up that Porsche GT3. Wow, that's just so fast.
Yeah.
Here we go. We have more in our server already at the moment, and at P2 we have from the land of Penang, if not wrong, Nabil. Cha-ching-ching. In the Cadillac hybrid here.
Yes, the Cadillac GTP, one of the favorite GTP/LMDH cars in IMSA. So yeah, this car it's known for its iconic engine sound, and I would also say that with regards to the way it handles, it's probably the easier one to handle as compared to some of the other crazier LMDH cars. So yeah, it is quite a community favorite, this Cadillac GTP, and we'll see. That's that BMW that spun around.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate, and you can tell it is the BMW, right? But this thing has a big grill, right?
Yes. Yeah, the joke is that you can probably climb into the car from the grill on top of the door.
I think so. The grill has a massively impressive size for the car that it is at. And we're just looking at some of the other cars as well sitting in the pits. We have about 9 more minutes to go before we go into the race. So we have a 30 minutes qualifying. It is now about 2/3 gone, and we only have about 10 more minutes left. So anyone that want to join us, whether it's on stream or also to race today, just head on to Automobilista 2 and you can find the Adrenaline Impact and Vertex Esports server at Laguna Seca. You can choose one of these two classes, the GT3 or the LMDH, and just hop inside the server and join us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got just about less than 9 minutes of time in this session. So I think we can already have a look at how some of the drivers fare against one another. So obviously Nabil is very fast driver. He's all the way up top. We're still in practice, right? Or have we moved to qualifying?
This is qualifying. Yeah.
Okay, he's qualifying. So at the moment, the driver that's kind of got his lap time set down would. We do have a provisional poll that up in first poll currently, that with a lap time of 1:13.340, which is quite fast, a really fast lap time, and Nabil, who is more than 1 second behind, so quite a bit of a gap there that needs to be closed up if Nabil first wants to have a go. Yeah, a bit of overtaking action there, but that's between different classes, so yeah, you have to let the GTP pass that.
Yeah, very, very close there. So almost bumper to bumper. I mean, almost touching each other as Nabil compresses and goes up into corkscrew. I think he's trying to push Nabil 1.1 seconds away from Daryl Exchanger at the moment. Let's just go through the grid for a quick one, right? We're looking at P1, Daryl Exchanger, followed by Nabil, which we're on board with. And in P3, we have Farhan, the triple asterisk Porsche. Over there, yeah. Triple asterisk. Interesting special character name choice, yeah.
The censored Porsche, yeah.
Yeah,
It means it must be very fast.
Oh yeah, has to be very fast. And in P4 we have Zero Blinker, and in P5 we have Cikgu PJ as well. So Cikgu will be joining us not as from a commentary position, but today as a fellow racer. So kalau ada fans Cikgu PJ, boleh masukkan di dalam comment. Go into the comments and basically, you can send Cikgu a message. Whoa, look at that! Cikgu really pushing it. Trying to get a better lap time, but he is since he admitted himself, it's been quite some time since he has been driving, so this is a very, very good lap for Cikgu PJ.
Yeah, great driving there. So the grid at this point is still kind of there. So so we've still got almost half a field that's not set down their qualifying lap times yet, so yeah, they're still set in the pits. Gotta get going quickly.
And we also have Bruno Morera, Meister, and leading the first of the cars that have not yet put a lap time is Nokari and Araki, Neo X95, Ninkampoop, and Shinoda. And okay, we have Shinoda joining us today. So, talk us through a little bit about the weather, if you know what's happening down there at Laguna Seca, Wehan.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it seems that that there's a lot of fog at Laguna Seca. So I think it could also mean that the track is not going to be hot. It's going to be quite cold. So so I think the drivers would probably they would probably not have that much issue with the grip. But they'll have to be careful of cold tires as well. So I think it's a nice cool day to go out racing. Sometimes you don't want the track temperature to be too hot. So we do follow along with Nabil as he continues to makes the overtaking move on the other class there. So you can see that Laguna Seca, it's a track that is quite flowing. Of course, it's one of the tracks that's really popular for all kinds of sim races. So at the same time, it also brings about its own kind of challenges with all the elevation changes and things like that. So Nabil making his way up over the crest and down into the corkscrew. Of course, with these GTP cars, you have to be quite a bit careful with the corkscrew because your clearance isn't that high. But you're still able to handle it. So someone speared off there. That corner is quite easy to kind of find yourself barreling out to the exit there if you're not careful. But then very quickly you'll see that because this track isn't exactly too long, that's the final corner already, and that is half a lap around Laguna Seca.
Let's see what Nabil does for this lap this time around. Not improving his time at the moment. Just finding a little bit too much traffic out there, and still is a very fast lap, I think, in the GTP around Laguna Seca, like what you said just now, Wehan. Without a doubt, that one of the fastest cars around here. That is running around this track, and the weather is not making it easy for our drivers, is it?
When you have limited visibility like that, of course, when you're driving alone or let's say with a few cars on track, it's not too bad. But later on in the race, when you have, especially if you're in the middle or behind the pack, when you have all the cars around you, that becomes quite a bit of a challenge with visibility. That Porsche that's set there. A bit hard to see that car coming, but still, made it through nicely. So Nabil Fast has just been unseated by the driver who's currently in second with a 1:14.446. So we can kind of see that Daryl up in provisional pole. He is, of course, undoubtedly the fastest qualified driver so far, but down in second and third, these two drivers are very close together. So only 3/200ths of a second separating both drivers. So they're kind of just about there.
Yeah. Whoa, look at that. Nabil goes P2 with a quick lap overtaking Bots. And now the order for the Le Mans Hybrid goes by this: Daryl, followed by Nabil, followed by Bots, followed by Farhan, And then we have the GT3 grid, which is led by Zero Pinker, followed by Cikgu PJ Bruno Moreira, Lelta, Meister, Banger, Nukari, Eka Hassan, Yuji Arek, Nincompoop, and Shinoda, which has yet to qualify.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left of qualifying to go, I think. See, one of the problems with racing here at Laguna Seca is that those curbs along at the apex itself, those things that come up in the middle of the curb. That sausage itself. When you have a low clearance car, that's quite tricky as well. When you have a low clearance car like the GTPs, you smack those, you damage your car underside, and it does kind of affect your aero later on.
And also you lose stability, you sort of lose control as well. So all in all, it's just quite tough to navigate. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to drive the Porsche 911 virtually in Laguna Seca a few times around here now. All I can say is that this is a track that suits the Porsche really, really well, especially in those undulation portions like up and down the hill, where the Porsche would just have more traction if you drive it correctly. When I say correctly, I mean, since the engine's at the back, right, the weight distribution is just a little bit more complex, and turning in requires you to use the brakes. If not, you just spear off with chronic understeer, flying into one of the walls in the circuit. So Porsche 911 definitely not an easy car to handle around here.
It's quite a strange, unique car, but I have to say though, if let's say you do have your car, if let's say you brake a bit too deep into a corner, it is a car that can be saved quite easily because the weight is all the way behind. You can kind of rescue the car back to the direction that you want it. So yeah, that's one. Exactly this. But Cikgu PJ doesn't manage to save it. So off into the exit there.
Close but no cigar. Alright, so
half a minute of qualifying to go, Kelvin.
Almost there. And this is the McLaren. It's a beautiful car, and just basically giving off some exhaust flames from the back. Today I think we're missing quite a few of our usual racers. Max Palmer is not here today. You are sorely missed tonight. And we hope to see you suddenly pop up in the next few seconds. But Alright, there we go. There we have it.
Yep, so it was quite a good qualifying session, although we would have I think it would have been nice if everyone could have gone out to qualify, but still got the decent number of drivers who have gone into qualifying and set down the lap time, so that's fine. So having a look at the schedule of events for this year's Automobilista 2 IMSA endurance rounds, we are currently at the second round here in April at Laguna Seca. We've got quite a lot of other rounds that will come out throughout the rest of the year with a lot of iconic endurance racing venues: Watkins Glen, Le Mans, Spa, Road America, Road Atlanta, one of my favorite places to go racing, and of course the Nordschleife. It's going to be quite an animal to handle. Yes. December. Yes.
Will you be racing during any of these rounds?
I need to try to. I need to get my ass around getting back into driving.
Yeah, I mean, especially the VIR should be good. Like what you said, Atlanta would be fun as well. America would be fun also. Nordschleife would be one heck of a challenge, but also very, very fun. So I am definitely looking forward to at least driving in one of these during our sessions. But just look at the results that we have right over here. Right, just going through them, we see that M Shinoda, which is not Mike Shinoda, in case Linkin Park is not here. But Miles Shinoda has managed to put in a lap, and actually in my results screen here, I see that Shinoda has indeed put in a lap time. But I think we're still waiting for the session official qualifying to finish on the screen. There you go. So this is it. Qualifying is officially over for our drivers, and we will be going into the race really shortly. Yeah.
Awesome. Having a look at the cars going on in laps, I would say. Coming towards the end of, qualifying has already ended, so coming towards the end of the session, and in maybe under a minute, we should see the race session transition from qualifying to race, and we'll see all of these drivers really put whatever they have to the test.
Yep. So this is the qualifying grid we have at the moment. As you can see, we have a mixture of the Le Mans Hybrid as well as the GT3 class. You're looking at UG with a car number 992, well, basically referring to that particular car that he is driving out there, the 992 GT3R. He's not making a lap, coming straight into the pits to complete his session. And once he's back in the pits, we will go to the grid for the race start.
So Kelvin, anything that you're looking forward to most in particular later on in the race itself?
Well, I think here we have, I'm just hoping that the two Le Mans Hybrid at the back of the grid, when they come through the grid, which I expect them to do, I hope they come through cleanly, and I hope that they also give us a little bit more excitement as they cut through the GT3. I mean, to each his own, but I feel that there is a use case, or there is a fun thing that we will see the faster cars coming through. I just hope that it will be clean and it will be smooth for these very, very high-powered Le Mans Hybrid prototypes.
Yeah, I definitely hope it will be. So, of course, with this being an endurance style of racing, the race duration will be quite a duration. I would imagine it will be an hour-long race later on. Here at Laguna Seca. So 1 hour of racing here at Laguna Seca. It's important for the drivers to be, first of all, they'll have to be focused throughout the whole extent of the race. And of course, when you do have an endurance style of racing, the trick is not to push too hard at the start, but to kind of space out yourself over the whole duration of the race and strategize well, and not exactly push too hard right at the start, because it is quite a long race for all of drivers. So a couple of moments to go before we go towards the start of the actual race session itself, and we do have the results of qualifying right here. So Daryl Exchanger, your pole sitter with Nabil Faz, who will start from the outside in second. Sensor driver starts from third, and Mael Shinoda. Great to see that Mael qualified all the way up to fourth position, so it'll be fourth, and the final car in the LMDH class qualified there. And the leader of the GT3 class will be Yeatmeister with Bruno Moreira starting in sixth and second in class. Zero Blinker Javier Alvarez starts from seventh, and Shabirin Hassan starts from eighth. The other drivers, Jigu PJ, Adik 07, and I think Ninkom Poop as well. These are the drivers who will run off your starting grid of, I would imagine, 11 drivers here.
Yep. And once everything is sorted, we will soon grid and start this race. But until then, we're just waiting for the race director on the circuit to give us the green light and go ahead to start this race. So until then, sit tight and basically get ready for this exciting race start that will be coming shortly.
I quite like the look of the cockpit here in the Cadillac.
It looks very visual, and it looks very easy to look out, right? I mean, fit for purpose is the word I'm going for.
Yeah, you can try to stick your hand into the vent right there in front of the steering wheel.
and feel it, right?
Yeah, what's in there? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the cars that you're looking at there. All of them purpose-built race cars. Very interesting. And these are, and we have basically sitting inside the Porsche. This is not your usual Porsche that you see on the streets, of course. Weihan, would you happen to know a little bit about these cars that you can share with us?
Yeah, so here on the grid is your typical IMSA Endurance Series, your IMSA Series combination of cars that's used in real life. So obviously in IMSA they use the LMDH cars, which IMSA calls it the GTP. And then you've also got the GT3 cars, which IMSA will call it the GTD cars. which means GT Daytona, but rather, right here we're kind of sticking with the WEC designations, even though we're using the IMSA style of racing. So the LMDH cars, short for Le Mans Daytona Hybrid, are kind of the replacements for what would have been the Daytona prototypes from a couple of years back then, which were used in IMSA. So these cars are this time they're relatively similar to LMH. I guess the only difference is just the name destination differences, as well as perhaps some specification differences. But these are what you would previously have known as like the LMP1 cars, endurance-focused hybrid prototype cars with hybrid power delivery systems, powertrains, and all of that. So what that means is that you essentially have a prototype, a test bed for all kinds of racing endurance technologies that manufacturers can implement here. Then, after they go on a successful season of racing, manufacturers can then extract some of the technologies and put them into their road cars. So that exactly is what prototypes are for. Then we've also got the GT3 cars, which are, well, we all know them as the most popular class of racing cars worldwide, and definitely increasingly this year onwards we are going to see GT3 cars being introduced to full-on endurance racing series, as well as they take over the GTE cars, which we kind of knew about before. So yeah, so right now it's kind of streamlined. So on the GT side of things, it's kind of streamlined a bit. You no longer have GTE cars, you just have one class of GT3 as well as GT3 premium cars as well. So kind of around there, which will kind of, what that means is that the pool of entry for GT customer teams to enter endurance events will now be much larger, because anyone who has a GT3 car can just do a bit of modifications and then enter endurance races like IMSA or Le Mans and WEC and stuff like that. So definitely a good thing.
All right, I think we'll just have a quick break as we rectify some issues. I believe in the virtual Laguna Seca, there's been a bit of a technical issue. So we will be back shortly when all this is resolved. But thanks for the information about the Le Mans hybrids, and I think that's very interesting indeed. I think the most interesting part is that they decided to name it the Daytona hybrid.
Yeah, because it is a continuation from what used to be called the DP, Daytona prototype, which was used many years ago, was used in the Grand M series in the North American, and they combined with American Le Mans series to then have like the IMSA series, and they then had this class called the DPI, which was where you had like the Corvette DPI, Cadillac DPI, and all those cars. So right now there was a decision to then kind of closely have those Le Mans hypercars and those what would have been the DPI cars. They wanted to kind of unify the classes a little bit, so they kept the namesake LMH and LMDH for the North American guys to just kind of keep the namesake there. But they're kind of essentially very similar cars nowadays, so you won't really have too much of a difference between both classes.
I do have a curious question to you though.
Mm-hmm.
What is, I mean, personally, I also don't quite understand what is the difference between the GT3 and a GTE in the past.
Okay, that's a significant difference. The biggest difference is the cost ceiling. Cost difference. So it's like how last time you had GT1s and GT2s, and then GT1s obviously they died off because it got too expensive, and then GT2s got renamed to GTEs, and now GTEs are also dying off because they are now becoming too expensive.
Too expensive as well.
Also die off, yeah. But basically the key difference between GTE and GT3s are that GTEs have more power. They just have more power. It's also like how GT1 back then had much more power than GT2 cars.
And what about like traction control, all these things?
Yes. So GTEs do not have ABS. They don't have ABS, but GT3s do.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is one key difference. Yes.
So definitely GTEs are the more harder cars to drive, and while GT3s are the one that's more catered for the gentleman drivers of and those things lah. Am I right to say that?
Yes, but then you see nowadays gentleman drivers enter endurance racing as well. So now in endurance racing, it's also going to be taken over by GT3 cars, because it's come to a point where it makes more financial sense for, I guess, customer teams and race car manufacturers to just focus on one GT3 and make it adaptable to all kinds of GT racing of the equivalent specification. So we've kind of ended up with GT3s for everything, which it's quite
It's good. I
Yeah.
would say, it's easy to manage. It's very participation friendly, right? Would you say? Would you not say?
Yeah, I would say so. It removes barriers of entries to I guess teams who want to commit, because the thing is, when you previously had GTE cars, right, you saw that year after year it was dwindling, because GTE, I think in GTE classes you had more manufacturer participation, but then you kind of notice that at some point Ford pulled out,
Okay.
BMW pulled out,
Okay.
and slowly but surely there was just kind of a consensus that it would make more sense to just focus on GT3s and have a lot more customer teams be able to kind of enter GT racing classes financially, also because you have a cheaper barrier of entry. So yeah, that just resulted in GT3s becoming the only kind of most relevant GT class of racing. So yeah.
Wait. All right. So basically, we are going to have we have a little bit of a problem earlier. I believe it's from one of the participants. So basically had a technical glitch out at the virtual Laguna Seca. So we are going to go again in 5 minutes time with the grid that we see just now, and basically have a new grid this time around to start. So let's see where these cars line up, because if they get lined up in random order, where the Le Mans hybrids will start from the back, that should serve a very interesting race indeed. At the moment, I think we're looking at qualifying right now for 5 minutes for everyone just to go out. I think they will just have enough time to go out, do a warm-up lap, one hot lap, and that's about it. So here we go again. Once again, we are in the virtual Laguna Seca, and first out on track is the Cadillac.
So yep, the warm-up session, we've got 8 drivers currently. So warm-up session with Daryl Exchange at the pole sitter and the driver who will start from pole. We can just kind of observe. Another short qualifying session that we have. So we'll see if the drivers would be able to repeat their performances from the previous session.
Yeah. So they as I said just now, they only have one chance to make a lap, 5 minutes. At most 2 laps, 1 hot and 2, basically 1 warm up and 2 hot. That's about it. That's about all the time that they have to do that. And you can see here, Daryl wasting no time, going straight full out in the Cadillac Le Mans hybrid. Such a good car to watch, as you know, it goes through the. I think most interesting part about this circuit, especially at the back, is those compression turns. You really can carry a lot of speed over there if you have bigger huevos. And I think looking at Daryl, he is definitely not going to waste any time going to try to attack the track before everyone else comes out on track now. So this deprives me of our Le Mans hybrid starting from the back then. Oh.
Yeah, I would have wanted to see that and just kind of watch the world burn as they make the overtaking moves in the first lap.
Yeah, but just look at this. I think just sit here and for a bit and look at the lap as Daryl, our previous provisional pole sitter, going through the lap once again. Oh, look at that, GT3s in the middle of the track. That's the AMG Mercedes, followed by another GT3 as well. This should be the McLaren. Yep. Oh, okay. He had to slow down a lot.
Yeah, made the overtaking move there though.
Yeah, finally made the overtake move, but I mean, credits to Daryl. That was really good. I mean, that's a safe basically overtake on a lower class car, and I think he took it admirably, and he took it patiently, and he's currently in P1 as expected. So
almost right there.
Found this here. Nice. All right.
Okay, and this one went a bit too deep. Nabil, come on.
This is Nabil. Let's go, Nabil.
Yeah, let's go full throttle down the main stretch. That's Nabil in the bright yellow Cadillac TTP machine. And down into the Andretti hairpin. The double apex hairpin. does it really well there. Good choice of line there. Then coming upon this right-hander. Yeah, here it's all about trying to carry as much speed as possible, especially this right-hander here. I don't know if you need to brake here. I think you just kind of send your car through into the corner.
Probably not with the arrow cars have, right?
Yes.
In the GT3, maybe yes.
Because in the MX-5, right? If you drive the MX-5 here, you can full throttle through.
I'm sure that's light and nimble and whoa! Look at that. Oh, it's into the gravel trap. Yep. But then again, I mean, it's hard to fault him. Nabil has had to negotiate the GT3 cars that are on track, so quite hard a job to do for Nabil. I think his laps will be deleted with that off track this time around. 43 seconds. This will be the last chance for Nabil to put down a proper lap.
So bad accident might affect his run down the stretch here then, but across the line does Nabil again to start the final opportunity at qualifying this once more.
Oh, he managed to get in the time, okay?
Oh, okay. Still fast, 118.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, 115 would have been nicer, but still.
Look at that. So now we're sitting in the McLaren GT3 of Zero Blinker. You can just see that LMDH moving away corner by corner. He does brake. In fact, you see Nabil he does brake for the turn. Yeah.
Okay, that means that the corner is still not fast enough.
not flat out for him.
Not flat enough.
Yep. Looking at Zero Blinker, he is at the moment the number 1 GT3 class, first in class. Zero Blinker out there, 124.5. This will be the last lap for him as well. And at the front, Farhan is just 0.1 second slower than Daryl across this entire lap. Let's see what Nabil will do this time around. Oh,
someone's out in gravel once again.
Nabil, that looks like Nabil to me.
Oh no.
If indeed Nabil, that means he does not.
Oh no, Javier messes up the right-hander. It's very easy to mess up that corner, even though it's a banked corner. It's still very easy to mess up that corner. So yeah, unfortunate there, but
that's Zero Blinker, Javier Alvarez there, spinning out, and I think this is Eka Hassan. This car, okay, I think this is the BMW M4.
Yes, the M4, it goes great in a straight line and it's very stable when turning, and by very stable I mean it's slow at turning, but stable, so yeah, there you go.
Nice one, nice one. Stable turning. Oh, look at that. Yeet Meister and Eka Hassan is now in front of Javier. I think that spin might have just cost him a little bit. But now the number 1 GT3, none other than the Mercedes AMG GT3.
I was trying to grab a mosquito there, yeah. So qualifying session comes to us an end, and okay. I think the qualifying session is over. Daryl Exchanger from is that?
That's Farhan.
Burundi? The flag.
That would be Farhan. Yeah, our friend Farhan. With the special asterisk name. Oh, here we go.
Alright, looks great. Okay, so finally the weather has cleared out. It's now bright and sunny like
bright and sunny. It's bright and sunny. Down in Scotland, my liege. Of which laird are you from? Which laird of land are you from, my dear Zwayhan? Alright, we will be going racing ever so shortly as they grid up. This is a really short run, eh? They just negotiate one turn and power down the main straight.
Yeah, I think at Laguna Seca you cannot afford a full length safety car lap at Laguna Seca without messing up with the corkscrew. So better to start here.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah, do you think that blue thing below the wiper, is that the gear indicator? You think? It says 1, right? Or maybe it's just a blue line.
I think it's just some nut there or something. Some metallic thing. Later you turn, you see the thing move. Then you see the light go.
So
Hi guys,
in 20
just reporting from the track. Okay. So my cam's not on. So how's the qualifying so far?
Oh, good. Who's reporting from the track again? Sorry.
Oh, it's Sir Khairul.
Oh, Sir Khairul. Sir, my dear Sir Karulo,
Young Muhammad Khairul.
pit side reporter.
Okay. Some
Oh,
observation I like to see on this type of cars. There's I think multiple lights of you can see regenerative braking and you can see your rev, you see the bumper. Okay. Go ahead guys.
Ah, okay.
all right.
The cars have gone rolling.
We're gonna go for race start.
Oh, already someone's gone off. Someone has gone off right there.
On board with the Le Mans Hybrid. This is Nabil. He attacks Daryl into turn 1. It's lights out and away we go into Laguna Seca. Full send down into turn 1. Nabil with the race lead.
Oh, that's a very tight approach in the first apex of interactive hairpin. Impressive stuff there by Nabil with Daryl exchanger holding very closely. I just noticed we've only got 2 Cadillac GTPs left, but the Porsches have disappeared apparently. So yeah, that's
Yeah, Porsches have gone, but good to have the Cadillacs here. But just look at that. Oh, yellow Caddy dueling with
yes,
red
the red
Caddy.
one.
Yep.
But there's supposed to be a blue one as well. But
Yes, I believe that one shot off into the gravel trap. Yeah.
yeah, so
Should be coming through the grid anytime soon. So okay, here we go. At the moment, looking at all the GT3s. Oh, apparently one of the Le Mans hybrids dropped out of the race completely. I think he flew off into the barrier and decided that, hey, I'm going to retire today. Oh my gosh, I'm pushing really hard. Like what Rehan said just now. So Sakaru, can you smell the tire from trackside? Not bad. Look at that. Now Cikgu PJ is now in P4. Going into the pit.
goes to pit.
He's
Cut track need to go in pit for penalty. Wow, that's a tough penalty there. Then.
Quite serious.
Yeah.
So managing to hit 3 times cut track in 1 lap, it has to be a record somewhere.
Good skill, You got skill to do that.
Good skill to have, yeah. And look at this Porsche, man. Cikgu PJ really nailing those apexes trying to chase down that GT3. That is Eka Hassan in front of him. Whoa! He ate the sausage curb. He ate it.
Very dangerous sausage curve there. I wonder how motorbikes survive here with that dangerous sausage curve though.
I think they stay away from it. Or they just high side, I think. Yeah, so... Ooh, check it out. Alright, so live from Kickside reporter Sir Carulo. We're looking at the battle between Daryl, Exchanger, and Nabil Faiz. And this is lap number 2, entering lap 3 right now, with a gap no more than 1 second down the main start-finish line. And now I believe it is Nabil still in the lead, Daryl closely behind in the Le Mans prototype. How many times are they gonna lap the GT3s this time around?
In 1 hour, I think quite a few times, possibly.
Nope. Nabil,
Okay.
little bit of gravel on the left side. Slightly aggressive. I think Daryl is just pushing behind him, trying to make a gap between him. All right.
So they have to serve a place up to them and
Right.
that's
So-
that's part of racing. So might be a challenge for some here.
Yep. And Nabil just had too much gravel into corkscrew. It is now Daryl in the lead. Will he manage to slow the car down? Yes, he does. Into this corkscrew. Here we go.
And after these 2 roller coaster kind of corners upon the exit of the corkscrew, so yeah, these 2 corners it kind of feels like a roller coaster because you're coming downhill, then into the bank corners. You can carry a lot of speed, but you risk also destabilizing your car, then run down into the final corner here before ending another lap here at Laguna Seca. So Daryl Exchanger, great job there, retaking the race lead from Nabil Faz. So Nabil, of course, giving Daryl a good run for his money.
For now, yes. I think the run is not yet done actually.
Yeah, it's not done.
still not done, still got to go on, but definitely in front now. Daryl has the clear air. Look at this, Arake 7 versus Zero Blinker behind the battle of the McLarens. One which is black and orange colored, and one blue colored. These are the GT3s. Now these cars are, I don't know, I mean personally I'm not a fan. Mid-engine, right? So they are, I don't know, to me it's just very hard. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
There you have it. The mid-engine, mid-corner. Wait, what are we doing? Racing
What a
or
mayhem
ping
here.
pong?
Oh, yeah.
Racing or ping pong? As the great Sebastian Vettel once said. Look, oh, look at that!
Everyone's spinning, what?
Once again, the McLaren.
Oh,
Just-
because spill what?
Could be. But you know what? Now that just means that Zero Blinker is now in the lead of the GT3 class. Yep. And he has a good gap of 9 seconds behind him because everyone behind him is spinning left, right, center.
Yeah, so yeah, basically Javi Alvarez now having a good space to himself up in the leader of the GT3 class, which yeah, it's good to be a leader of the class at this point. Sizable gap ahead of the rest of the GT3 field further behind. So yeah, another blue car here, but this is for the Porsche one. So yeah, interesting stuff indeed.
Chegu PJ trying to claw back up those places. Well, the good news is that now, since all of this mayhem that happened in the 5th lap of the race just now has just given Eka Hassan a chance to catch up and basically get in the racing that he will be. Basically, he's just now 12 seconds behind Chegu PJ and only 9 seconds behind Arake 07 in the BMW M4. So like what you said, fast in a straight line, stable in the turns. Let's see if he makes the turn.
Oh.
Slidey. Looks heavier, don't you think, the car?
Yeah, it does. It looks big and heavy.
Big and heavy.
But well, that means it's gonna be a stable car. So
Yeah, stable car. Stable car.
yes, stable.
Stable car. Oh, just hit the sausage curb once again.
Yeah, but you see, the car doesn't settle itself, so it's very stable.
It's very stable. I think we just had like a visual, concrete proof that the car is very stable because he hit the curb mid-turn and managed to just stay on the track. And look at that! Behind Chegu PJ and behind Eka Hassan is the car of Daryl Exchanger. So let's stay on Eka for a bit. There you go, Daryl on the way up. He will be chasing down the cars of the others right here into corkscrew already. So lap 6, 52 minutes to go. This is already the first. Whoa!
Wow! That was
Inside.
so close. That was so close. And overtake move along the outside of that corner.
Interesting choice of line is what I would say. Oh,
Oh, in the wall.
that is Chegu PJ, I believe, in the Porsche 911. Traumatic stress this on. Yeah, definitely. I think after you have the Le Mans hybrid just blasting past your inside, you cannot fault him lah. You cannot, you cannot fault him for having just a bit of panic. That panic. Panic. Yeah. So yep, here we go. This is Nabil driving his race, 5.96 seconds behind Daryl Exchanger.
Alright, we have the track map there to visualize where everyone is on track. So Nabil Faz is, well, he's 5 seconds behind the race leader, so
Yep.
yeah, that's quite a lot of ground.
As Daryl just overtook another one of the GT3s. I believe he has overtaken Eka Hassan. Let's see who's behind him. We should see the BMW, or is it that's the McLaren. So that's Arake 07 in the McLaren. Yeah, behind, just being lapped by Daryl Exchanger in the class leader and also race leader Le Mans Daytona hybrid. Lap 7 with 51 more minutes to go.
There's plenty of time left in plenty of racing time left here. Plenty of live time for racing here left. So plenty of opportunities also for the drivers. Well, right now we do have 7 cars on track, so I think another thing that the drivers will have to to contend with is to kind of battle against in some ways emptiness, I guess, at some points, because I think they'll have various stretches along the race where they'll not see any cars in front or behind of them, so they'll just kind of cruise along and along into the race. So Nabil Faz is in second still.
That's part and parcel of endurance racing, right? Sometimes at times you are pretty much just racing against yourself, and and the speed that you have to carry to basically make sure that you are in front of the other cars, even if you don't see them on track, right?
Yes, it'd be like that.
Yeah, of endurance racing. But this is Yeetmeister. He is approximately 8 seconds behind Zero Blinker. Let's continue to monitor this gap as we see what's going to happen down this main straight as Yeetmeister completes lap number 8. Now Daryl Exchanger and Nabil Faz will have started lap number 9. They are 1 lap ahead, having lapped all of them. As you can see, Daryl Exchanger now coming up to lap 0 Blinker. Jing jing jing.
And so the lap has been done.
Yes, that speed is just unbeatable. There's just no comparison between the two classes. It's like taking candy from a baby or trying to overtake a GT3. Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa, look at that.
Good use of the curves there. Perfect racing line there.
Perfect. 9 seconds ahead, but still pushing every single. Woo. Okay, just overran the corkscrew a little bit, I believe. That will be a bit of a slower lap for Daryl Exchanger this time around. But Nabil Faz still 9.5 seconds behind Daryl. He is quick. So Sakarulo from the track side, what's happening? Anything happening there?
So I'm just brewing my own coffee. There's 48 minutes to go, so I think we can have a few coffee.
You need to sleep later though. Be careful with that. Yeah, I just had a shot of coffee liquor, so yeah, a bit.
No, I mean, Karul here, he is enjoying the American spirit of motor racing. All of them, they bring their caravans, they come, they set up barbecues and coffees and stuff, and Karul is just living the life.
Yes. Yeah, I would like to do that one day though, like in Malaysia.
In Malaysia, now where could we do something like that?
Pasir Gudang, when it happens.
Pasir Gudang when it happens. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it does.
I hope it does too. We just need more options, and more tracks is always a better thing. Look at that, Zero Blinker pulling out a huge gap between himself and Yeetmeister now. The gap just now was 8 seconds. It has now extended to 16 seconds. So Javier is on a Zero Blinker, aka Javier Alvarez is on fire basically. Yeah. Quite a hard car to drive, I must say. Mid-corner rotation, mid-engine weight bias, just likes to spin you off during the apex point, if you're not careful, if you don't add a little bit of maintenance throttle with these cars, right? So, yeah, definitely interesting car to drive, but looks so good, especially with that rear hooked wing. So, this is looking at the McLaren GT3.
No, I have an unpopular opinion, but I think with the 720S, right, as opposed to some of the other GT3 cars, I think with the 720S, the road-going version just looks that bit better than the GT3 version.
I do also think that the wing is a bit much, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I appreciate from this is the way how they mount the wing, the swan neck.
Yes.
Yeah, that
because
nice.
If it's a Ferrari, I prefer the GT3 version over the road-going version, but this though, I think the street version just looks that bit better with the street bumpers and all that. But still, McLaren's known for spitting flames out of the exhaust pipe. The exhaust pipe is just like right there front and center for you.
But this one I don't quite like also. I mean, I do prefer the 720S with the air-facing exhaust, you know, the holes, the lubangs that actually faces upwards. Here we go, some battles out on track. So thank you very much.
Yeah, speaking of lobang, yeah, you're in the M4 with two big lobang in front.
Two big lobang, very very big lobang.
Yeah.
Look at this M4, man. I know the gear. I know the gear display is just a little bit problematic, but look at him go 100 on first gear. Wow, 150 still in first gear.
Wow, 200 on first gear. Wow, the gear like yeah.
Meters are not.
I think he uses CVT. This BMW CVT gearbox.
Oh, 1 gear.
Okay, torque converter like Koenigsegg.
This is funny. This is funny. So instead of a serious racing stream here, we are now looking at this very interesting things that we can see. And obviously, this car doesn't need tires. You know, you look at the tire pressures; it's floating on air actually.
Look at zero. Wow, this
perfect, right? Yeah. Look at the thing. Look at the thing that says ALS, and it says air, right? That must mean air tires or floating on air.
It's on air. Yeah. Infinite grip, this one.
Infinite grip. Look at that. 158, 170, 180, 200 in still gear number one.
In 1 second, the car will take off from the corkscrew upwards into the air, man.
Oh, so close, getting very close. This barge, this stable barge is just not slowing down enough for corkscrew. But look at that, Eka Hassan fighting it out with Yietmeister. With it's a BMW versus Mercedes battle. Down over here.
You know, the best part is oil temperature is 0 degrees at freezing temperature.
Wow, perfect.
Perfect. This is the best car. This one. I want to have this car in real life.
This thing operates on hopes and ion engine, maybe, not petrol for sure. but like what Sir Cairo said, probably it operates on meter per hour scale instead of kilometer.
Yeah. Meter per second?
Meter per second. 110 meters per second. Look at that.
Oh, super fast.
Super fast. Or maybe meters per hour. Depends on what it is. But just, I mean, this it is quite interesting to see Eka Hassan versus Yietmeister. One of the closer battles on the track. Yes, I think this is the closest. In fact, 1 second gap between both of them. Maybe we go to an external cam as well to see how the big boat, one big boat is trying to chase down another big boat as well. Oh, look at that. Whoa, whoa! Where's the other one? Oh, there you go.
I think cut track also.
Yes, I think that will be a cut track that, that GT3 maybe just runs up. Look at that. Interesting steering technique from Yietmeister.
Controller, this one. Huh?
So cool.
Wow, the skill next level, this one.
This is next level stuff, guys. This requires a lot of presses per second, Yeah, look at that. Wow, interesting. The best part is that he's still competitive. That's very interesting.
Hey, this guy running on water temperature 0, freezing. That means water ice inside. Good, so that's how you get engine cooling.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. And look at, you just check out the fuel. Does it even go down? Oh, it does. Fuel does go down. 79.6. I wonder what fuel this thing is using.
Thing using hydrogen.
Hydrogen, maybe. That's why water temp can be 0.
Freezing.
Yeah. Oh, it converts from ice into water, and then that's why hydrogen.
That explains. Maybe somewhere the passenger seat got one hydrogen tank along the side.
Yeah. So very useful. Look at that. Meister still trying to chase down Eka Hassan. Still the closest battle. The gap to 0 blinker is consistent as well, but I think Eka is pushing on. Do we have any other close battles on track? Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Great attempt there. We are coming towards. Well, we've passed the quarter point. We're coming towards the 1/3 point of the race soon. So, what that unfortunately means is that everyone is spaced. Okay, I think Yietmeister getting the line a bit wrong there, but
Yes.
okay, good battling here. Good battling here.
Now we don't realize why the line is wrong, because there is a LMD hybrid behind chasing them down, so that's why the line is a bit off. There you go. Second. I mean, let's make some noise. Yeah, I think I like the roar. Yeah, so this is what I think it sounds like trackside. Left 15. Yep, Daryl exchanger up into corkscrew once again. Beautiful braking line, lap after lap. And Nabil is now 30 seconds behind Daryl in the race for the Le Mans Daytona Hybrids.
Yes. Yeah, I think ultimately I still find that Cadillac just always seems to be the community choice here. Hit the curb, the sausage curb.
That's a damaged Cadillac for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those flames.
Look at those flames. Happy man noises. Oh
no! Into the wall goes W first, and yeah, has to find his way around.
And also a very graceful pirouette around the track. Thank God there is regenerative body panels for the Cadillac.
Yes, regenerative braking become regenerative body.
Regenerative body panels. Brand
Very
new
nice.
technology. Yeah, brand new technology. Yep. So another 39 minutes more to go. We have the stream of this race at Laguna Seca. Nabil then now with a gap of 41 seconds. I mean, Nabil has to be careful. He might be the next to get left if he's not careful this time around.
Yes. Makes the overtaking move not for position along the outside. Clears that very well. You know, this Cadillac from every angle it looks so good. It looks
Nabil
like
has to be careful. He might be. It looks really, really good. Okay, I mean, just Sherman saying, damn, Le Mans Ultimate looks slick. It does actually.
Ultimate is in a different game again.
Is it? That's referring to a different game, but no. This one is Automobilista 2. Yeah. This does look slick. I mean, the cars here look slick. I mean, I especially prefer I like that middle piece of wing. This one I think we saw also on the 2007 F1 cars back in the past. The separator wing, in the middle of the car, yeah. So, and also the 2010s, I think we also saw, F1 cars of those era having that particular mid wing to stabilize the left-right oscillations of the car, yeah. So very interesting look indeed, lah.
yeah, absolutely. It kind of looks like a spaceship running on, I don't know, some uranium core or something. Especially if you have the engine sound. Well, most of us, we can't really hear the engine sound from our end, but maybe later on if we watch this broadcast again, we'll have all the sounds overlaid, and it'll be such a sight, such a sensory experience with these Cadillac machines. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to see any prototypes in real life before, but I have seen GT3s in real life, and I tell you, these are some good racing machines.
Look good already, right? Looks nice, beautiful, and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, so the gap between Zero Blinker and Eka Hassan has gone down actually. 14 seconds.
Yes.
Let's see if Eka can push on to catch Zero Blinker. Not a big gap now. I think you should see a blue McLaren in the far distance. Only 12 seconds separating P3 and P4. So this is for podium. There you go. Blue McLaren versus the big green stable car.
Looks like the paint scheme that Viper Nisa has, right, at one point in time.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah. So those of you joining us online, all 12 of you guys, if you want your comments to be read out, just put them into the comments section. We'll read it out for you. But don't put something bad lah. So join us as we spend the next 36 minutes together, trying to go through this race, looking at the gaps in. It's even less now. The gap is shrinking actually. Eka is eking out the gap between himself and also Zero Blinker. As you can see, the blue McLaren just powering down the start finish line. Yep, very, very close indeed. This is lap 20 with 35 more minutes to go, and Eka just did a personal best for himself as well. This is an angry M4 trying to chase down the small plucky Brit that is the McLaren in front of him.
Yep, quite a. I would say that the gap is probably slowly but surely closing. Hopefully. Yep, steady driving, going steadily between the Eka Hassan at this point. So make it
good. Represents blue flags.
Is it now?
I see.
Oh, different class,
What does blue mean?
I think blue flag.
Okay. Oh, I think it means the lap, the lap count that the cars are at. Yes. Hey, Javier Alvarez once again in his bright blue McLaren. It has a very 2010 style of a car paint scheme there. I noticed the paint scheme like back in the day. A lot of sim racing teams will use this style of a paint scheme on the cars.
Yeah, I think Zero Blinker does like this, and maybe this shows his age as well. You know. Maybe it does. So, yep, looking at the McLaren powering down into Andretti, right? Out of Andretti now. And, yep, the green blob behind the McLaren is getting closer every lap, every time they pass the start-finish gantry. But look at that. Even Zero Blinker himself is also pushing on and doing personal best this time around. Feeling the pressure coming from that green blob behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think hopefully in the next 10 minutes we might start to see a battle emerge here, but that will depend on how well Eka Hassan tries to close in the gap, or perhaps how well Zero Blinker tries to defend his position. So already the cars are coming closer together, and we might see something. I guess we might see some action. Hopefully within the next 10-15 minutes or so, or maybe even 5 minutes. Because right now, probably the next 3 minutes.
I think less. Yeah, I think we are looking at them really, really close to each other now, and yeah, every lap, and there's just a few more 1 second maybe lost compared to the last lap around. I think with every time they pass 1.5 this time around, every time they pass the start finish, the gap just shrinks ever so slightly every time they do that. But yep. I'm just wondering if either one of them can push on and close up the gap or open up the gap even more further. But these are currently the two closest cars that we see on track at the moment. And we have a grid of 6 cars left in this race.
Yeah, I guess the race of attrition really has started to show itself as we are slowly creeping upon the halfway point of racing here at Laguna Seca. I think the drivers could probably feel the fatigue setting in. At least I feel the alcohol starting to seep in a little bit from the liquor that I just had. So that's probably a sign. But
all right. So here we go. Oh wow, Javier has disappeared down the road. So it must be really, really quick. I think okay. Let's stay on Daryl Exchanger for a bit here.
Just admire his immaculate driving here at Laguna Seca. It's fantastic. Yeah,
and based on the speed that he has, maybe in 1 or 2 laps he will catch up to the 2 GT3s in front of him, and lap them for what should be the 3rd time now. The GT3s, yep, there you go. The GT3s are far away in the camera down the start-finish line. They will be just making their way down into turn 1 as we speak. But look at that, Daryl Exchanger still doing personal best, 1:13.820. Wow, incredible lap time.
Yeah, to be able to keep to this kind of consistency throughout the race, it requires some some skill to keep this up.
Oh,
Of course, Nabil Fast is quite a couple of seconds behind, so in terms of lap time as well. So I think Nabil, you gotta push a bit harder to even though
No, but no doubt these. Say again? No one has been in yet. I think everyone is just very happy to run. Obviously, we don't know what their strategy is at the moment, but I guess we will see soon enough. Still 30 more minutes to go. Oh, look at that! That's Nabil. That's Nabil. That has to be Nabil. Yeah. I see it. Yeah, that is a yellow Cadillac down corkscrew. And Nabil in the second Cadillac has just been left by Daryl Exchanger. Wow! Incredible speed from Daryl. No errors. It's like a Terminator, Maybe he Daryl Exchanger. Maybe he exchanged his life force for skills. Very consistent. Look at that. Just took the M4. Should find the McLaren in front. Yep. Ooh, look at that. Okay.
Fantastic point of view here from the cockpit itself, and yeah. So yeah, we should see Daryl beginning to think of an overtaking move. Yeah, the blue flag there is for Javier. So making the move along the outside.
Oh, look at that. Good driving and good awareness from Zero Blinker to move out of the way of the leader for what should be the third time now. So look at the grid right now. We have a pit stop. Currently, RK07 is in the pits with the McLaren and Zero Blinker, and this is so RK07, the first out of the grid to pit and come out. So the 720S Evo now trundling down pit road as he goes out onto the main straight.
Oh, this Porsche has blue headlights. That's interesting. Jinko PJ.
Yes, this one of the hardest cars to drive fast, I think, unless you already understood very well how the weight transfers on a Porsche GT3 are. Right? I mean, not easy to drive well, especially that particular point where you see it crossing the corkscrew. This thing will understeer like a big freaking boat. If you don't have at least a little bit of brakes in the front part of the car, it will just understeer like a boat.
Down in the SS, I think there's a chance that you might also find yourself spinning, especially when you're switching from the exit of one corner to the entry of the next. Yeah, I think you need to be very precise with your brakes there. More importantly, precise with your steering and throttle as well, because you are actually carrying a lot of momentum down from the top of the hill all the way down to those corners. Yeah,
for sure. Especially if you're in a 911.
Yes, dodgy car to drive.
You gotta try.
I mean, as a road car, it's a pleasure to drive, but as a racing car, you need some skill to get the best out of it.
Oh, for sure. Look at that. All right, now Bill is now overtaking Javier Zero Blinker for the third time as well.
Yeah. So great turn in there. Very nice.
Yep. Credits to the GT3 and also the Le Mans Hybrid for holding it down there. But did this cost either Javier or spearing off into the gravel trap there? Chance for Eka Hassan. Chance.
Very nice. Hey Kelvin, you have a BMW M4 in real life as well, right?
You do?
Yeah. Maybe tell everyone more about how. Okay, maybe how I guess the M4 drives as a car, because I think it's very much correlated to racing car as well.
I think so. Having driven this particular GT3 in Assetto Corsa, if I'm not wrong, but I think it should feel almost similar in Automobilista as well. Maybe a bit of a physics difference, right? All I can say is that this car is indeed very stable in the GT3 form. In the road car, it is anything but not stable at all. Very easy to throw the tail out. In fact, today I was just very fortunate to be at Autoholic's garage today. So we took one of the M3s out there and actually went around the shop, and we were actually just drifting a little bit in a safe area
Oh,
with a E92 M3, and I must say, an E92 M3 is a very drifty car and very easy to control because the E92 is a naturally aspirated engine. These are not, right, Rehan? These are turbocharged.
let me check because there's a chance that these new ones would be turbocharged, but let me check.
So the turbos are, I mean, BMW turbos, make no mistake, they are very, very, very good. They just make the car feels like a bigger NA engine, you know, without the lag, without the drama, without the boost that you get when it goes on boost, right? It just feels like a very big engine. In the M4 that we have, it's a 3-liter. That's tuned to make around 500 horsepower. But it feels like maybe, I mean, for lack of a better word, right? It feels like a 5-liter that has a lot of torque, but without that big boost. Oh, look at that. Strategy. Zero Blinker dives into the pit just as Eka Hassan comes behind him as well. So we now basically, the onus is now on Eka Hassan to see how much more that he can go. Maybe Sir Kairulo, could you speak to the TV director so that we can see inside in the menu, we can see how much fuel Eka has left, see if he has to
I think he's still running on hydrogen.
Look at that.
Wow.
But look at, I mean, if you look at the DDU down there, fuel 26.3. So technically could still go on for a longer time. And do they change tires in these pit stops or just fuel? Not compulsory, so completely up to them lah. So I think, yeah, I mean, this probably is for position. If Eka can continue to push on, do a really quick lap around here, he might have the chance to overcut Zero Blinker. But otherwise, if Zero Blinker has a new set of tires, he might just hold on to the position. But I think with a 30-second pit stop, perhaps Javier Alvarez Zero Blinker did not take on 4 new tires. So, look at that.
Wow.
Oversteering into the main straight here. This big car. It looks very big like this G series BMW M4.
Yeah. Oh, it's down to G already. G series on as well.
So this is the G82 if I'm not wrong. The one that we have is the F82. So this is the G series with the big nostrils. Some say that it looks better in person. I think that it looks okay.
It grows on you, the looks. I think the looks will grow on you.
I think it does. Very unique indeed. Definitely a better looker compared to the BMW LMDH. That has a look that is very hard to like. Yeah.
Subjectively, I think.
You said that this green reminded you of the Vancouver, right?
Yes.
But this green reminded me of
Oh, the kick Alfa Romeo racing team, right?
what happened to
That's Cego PJ.
Harvey.
Not Harvey. That's Cego PJ. Yes, with the Porsche. Probably understeering of corkscrew. Yeah, that thing is.
His first drive in AMS2.
I think yes, and he chose the hardest possible car to do. All I can say is Cego PJ has huevos. Yeah, so he chose the absolutely most difficult car possible that you can choose in order for him to do this race. So kudos to Cego PJ. Yeah. Very hard to get a consistent lap around here, I think so, because you do get quite tired after some time. The lap, like what Rehan said just now, not very long, right? So a lot of repetitive, no long straight for you to rest. It's just corner after corner after corner after bank after
Even the
ascent.
main straight here at the at Laguna Seca is not fully straight. There's a kink there, so you still have to do that. So yeah, you don't really get to rest much here. So you really have to keep your composure throughout the race and ensure that you ensure as much as possible that you don't lose it, because especially at the second half of the track, corkscrew onwards is very easy to get your car to kind of go off track here. Yeah.
Very easy to lose speed, but also very easy to spin off if you're not careful. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe let's take a look at where Zero Blinker is as well to see what is the current gap between both of them. Okay, he's just navigating up the hill going into Corkscrew as we speak. Boom, boom, boom. Spewing fires out of the rear exhaust. One thing I like about this McLaren is that the diffuser is so pronounced. It basically is in your face, it's outside there behind.
Yes.
I think if you want to rear end this car, you hit the diffuser before you hit anything else.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah, it's so big. It looks like those time attack cars. Super aero time attack cars.
No doubt this has incredible aero, I think. This will have incredible aero. I think the advantages of these rear engine and mid-engine cars, such as the Porsche and the McLaren, is that if you look at the hood there, they are able to basically add a scoop type of design where air goes under the car into the grills and then come out from the vent, effectively creating downforce for them, from on the front. So quite an interesting design, and this is an advantage of having the engine not in front and somewhere else.
Yeah, so I think all of the cars, all of the GT cars at least here, do have turbo one form or the other. Depends on if it's 1 or 2 turbos, which does a lot for the car's performance. You're able to run a smaller displacement engine and still get a similar performance, still get good performance out of the car with turbos.
And I think also fuel efficiency.
Yes.
100%. So this will be Eka. Thank you so much to TV director and also serial coffee drinker Sir Kairulo from the side of the track there. Hopefully you can sleep tonight after having that 4 or 5 coffees here. Ooh, look at that. This is Daryl finally deciding to pit for the first time. Let's see if his skills translate to the pit exit as well. Look at that. Whoa, perfection. Just that little bit, tiny bit of gravel coming out from the pits.
Yep, great stuff there. So again, I do find that all drivers they've kind of become much more steady at this point. Everyone is settled in with only 6 cars left on the grid. It's all about how you can, I guess, bide your time towards the finish, because I think overtaking opportunities at this point will be quite difficult to come by unless you are fortunate enough to suddenly get like plus 100 horsepower or chuck in a turbo in your engine to close the gap. But otherwise, it's all about keeping your head down and focusing on what you have left before the run to the finish, and that's what every driver has to contend with. And especially here at Laguna Seca, it's all about ensuring that you remain steady and not lose either the front or the rear end of your car, especially at the second half of the Laguna Seca circuit.
Indeed, to push on and get a good lap time here consistently, lap after lap, is something that is not easy to do. But our drivers here, 6 of them, are navigating the track for, at least for Daryl Exchanger, for the 35th time, as Javier Alvarez comes out and overtakes once again Eric K07, lapping the other McLaren driver that is currently out on track, the black McLaren. Still in front is Eka Hassan. Just looking at the lap times, finally he's decided to go in, so this will, too close. Very close. Too close for comfort. So let's see where Javier is. At the moment, he is going up into
Oh.
corkscrew. Eka is down now, refueling his car. Is he going to refuel? Look at that. Okay, does Javier have enough fuel? He has 40 liters left and is using 1.74 per lap. He will have enough to finish the race for sure, 100%. Okay, here we go. This is the battle for the podium places. Hey, Eka is just out on track as he navigates, making sure that he doesn't overbrake himself into this turn. Yes, very, very important. You do not want to waste a lot of time skidding out. But Eka Hassan coming out in front of the McLaren. The McLaren nowhere to be seen.
Yep, hampering this.
He did not refill. Is he in trouble? Okay, so Eka did not refuel. Maybe went in just to take tires on. He's using 1.24 per lap and has 20 left in the tank. Granted that one lap in the GT3 is about 1 minute 20. That would make around 10 plus laps to go. Okay, he will have enough to finish the race. Yes. Just enough, yeah. Just enough to finish the race. But we need to look at the consumptions for this lap, because the last lap, I think it will be a lower consumption, because he's obviously slowing from here into the pits. But just take a look at this side. If he goes flat out, what will, and of course oversteering moments like that, you use more fuel as well, lah. So fuel, even less, 0.99 actually from Eka Hassan. So definitely, if we are looking at the trend of the fuel consumption from here, slightly. He looks like it looks like he definitely will have enough to finish the race. Yes.
I think it's just to top up. I don't know what was his fuel level before. Around this.
Around 20, I think. So he must have topped up a few liters just to make sure, lah. Which is the right thing to do, I think. Yeah. If you're not sure, put a bit more, lah. Better to carry a little bit more rather than not having enough to finish the race. That would be a bona fide disaster waiting to happen. So Eka Hassan, currently last lap time 1:28.090, and this time around we shall see how much is the fuel consumption and whether it will be enough to complete this session. But based on a hunch, based on what I'm seeing in front of me on the display, looks like he will have just enough to finish the race. But let's see as he crosses the start-finish line this time around how much fuel he will be using for this particular lap. 0.93, wow. I mean, jimat ninya, bro. But you look at that, I think it's an M4, it's an M4. Jimat, yo. And also, Javier is just zero blinker behind him, closing the gap ever so slightly. I think Javier is pushing really hard in the 720S GT3. But you can see that this car, mid-corner rotation is a bit difficult, It just, the back likes to step out mid-rotation, and that is makes it quite difficult to drive. You need to brake here, but if you brake too much, you lose the rear. So yeah, this is a sensitive car, cannot over brake, cannot over accelerate. Obviously better on traction. Just about saves it. Obviously cannot pull out, because if you throttle full out in a mid-engine car, you understeer like a boat. So that's not a good idea to do. You have to point the car first before you squeeze the throttle, and that's what Javier is doing with this particular McLaren, trying to chase down that BMW M4 in front of him. Jang.
The run into the hairpin, obviously you can see a bit of difficulty making the hairpin, but it seems that Javier has just been overtaken has indeed been overtaken by Eka. So he changed the position there, so I think maybe one of the drivers have yet to pit, perhaps. Yeah, that could explain. Maybe Javier has yet to pit, or has he?
He has.
Ah, okay. Oh, so I think it's Eka who has yet to pit. So
Just both of them.
just pitted. Okay.
Both of them pitted as well.
But the leaderboards are a bit
Hmm. Yes. Oh. So it's now based on lap time and not position.
So what exactly is that text in blue? I'm curious. But that means zero.
Miss Javier is ahead of Eka Hassan.
Yeah, it's a big list. Based on position, Eka is still
Yeah, it makes
Okay,
sense,
that-
right? He is indeed in front right now. You can see that M4 in the far distance ahead of this McLaren, which we are riding on with zero blinker. So there you go. That's the M4. That's the M4 that Javier is trying to chase down. Eka Hassan with a last lap time of 1:22.5. Javier Alvarez 1:22.48. He is closing the gap now. Javier has to drive. A little
bit deep
too
there.
much. Yeah, a little bit too
Why
much,
a
but
bit
no
there?
problem. But no problem, because the McLaren likes to do this kind of things. I mean, it has great traction, so you really want to send it. But I think that definitely is still like maybe a half a second wasted there.
Yeah, so less than 10 minutes of racing to go, and I guess in a typical action-packed race, this is usually where the pressure gets turned up. But I don't see the drivers getting stressed now. They are like having their own enjoying the track in their own sweet time. So well, that's a good thing still. Drivers focusing on what matters most, which is to finish the race with the car facing the right direction in 10 minutes time. A nice Coke there, bro. Wow, you drink the whole 1.4 liter yourself.
Water.
Wow.
Water.
Oh no! Spin into the wall.
Eka almost got him.
Ah.
Yeah, almost got him. So good that he missed him. Let's look at the Checo PJ at the moment again. Checo PJ just now in the wall itself, now trying to recover. Yeah, good thing that of if damage is on, the GT3R would be GT3 Rosak. But thank God it is not on, so the GT3R is now GT3 revived. Still running on track, still running on track there. But yeah, like what Carol said just now, Checo PJ, good on him to join us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Checo PJ. Hope you're having fun out there on track. Choosing one of the hardest cars to drive in Laguna Seca, but really, yeah, Checo PJ, all the best.
I noticed with some of the iconic tracks that go to like Laguna Seca, Spa, sometimes certain races that go to half the field would be in BMWs somehow.
Why?
Somehow, for some reason, stable.
Must be a
Stable.
I was about to say that must be a good car or must be very stable to drive.
Very stable car. Yes.
Stable.
Nothing will happen on.
Yeah, but it looks good. Looks like it's not too much of a handful. It does look stable though.
Yeah,
which is
that's.
opposite of the Porsche. Yeah.
I like the look of the M4 from behind. From in front, it's grown on me, and I quite like it now. But when it first came out, yeah,
it has grown on me, yes. And look at the BMW as well. It also has the grille aerodynamics to channel the air coming out from the grille.
a very German design. It's very.
Very utilitarian, very very utilitarian design. It looks nice too. I mean, helps that it looks nice too. Basically having two big air vents out the front. Looking at Javier Alvarez here, wow, the speed difference is just increasing lap after lap. Eka Hassan is now putting in the 1.227s, and Javier Alvarez is doing 1.241s. But the most impressive thing is that Daryl Exchanger is still doing 1.13s even after almost 1 hour of racing. That's incredible. The stamina that you have to go like this is just incredible.
Yeah, so 6 minutes of racing to go. Yeah, we've got a good time remaining indication out there. It's quite big. Oh, okay. W sending the car into the corner. You can just see really how much you're able to carry speed into corners with these LMDH GTP spec cars. It's just simply amazing, astounding. The amount that you're able to kind of you're kind of taking the car on the horns, so to speak. But yet it drives very smoothly. So that's excellent. Oh, down the corkscrew and across some of the next corners here and there. Yeah, riding the
On the limit there.
sausages there.
100% on the limit there, and Nabil pushing hard.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, maybe going for the fastest lap, you know.
Yes.
Would be nice if you can get the fastest lap at the end of this race. Let's see as Nabil crosses the line. This lap looks a little bit ragged. Yep, 118 it shows also a little bit ragged on the edge, pushing just that little bit too much, and you know, making some mistakes here and there.
Yeah, and with these flat corners that have no camber, you can just see these. You're kind of able to sling these cars through the corner without spinning out. So yeah, done very well there by Nabil.
Indeed.
Okay, left-hander. Quite a bit of banking here. Before then, a bit of an uphill climb. Then onto, I would say this is actually the most difficult corner at Laguna Seca. Not the corkscrew, but this corner, because you have to gauge your exit very carefully. You want to use as much exit as you can, but without going off track. Because it was just in recent years that they added, I think, that extra bit of a runoff tarmac there so that you will still remain off track. But it's a difficult corner to get right for a lot of drivers there.
Yeah, indeed.
Ekta Hassan once again.
Really quick. His lap times reflect that as well. 1:22.5. It's nearing the end of the race, and he's still improving lap after lap. So I think Ekar is here is just to solidify his podium placement, and this is basically first in class and podium for the main race for Ekar Hassan. Very interesting car. Looks like a boat, but wow, man, does it handle.
Yeah, fantastic driving by all of the drivers here. Only 6 drivers remaining as we go towards the final 3 minutes of racing here, but still, I think everyone is good. I think everyone had fun here at Laguna Seca. It's never easy to have a perfect race here, but it's always a good place to have some excellent racing.
I just wonder how it will be, you know, when we have the Nürburgring Nordschleife. That will be that track. It's a long track. I think even with these cars, we still might be looking at 6-minute lap times, you know, per lap. Yeah, so within 1 hour at most, it will be 10 laps or less of lapping around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So 2 minutes 20 to go. Trackside reporter Sir Carol, anything to report from your side?
That's it.
With donut or without donut?
With barbecue?
Oh wow.
Hey, how's Raya in Singapore?
Okay, I'll give you an honest answer. I'm not as festive as Chinese New Year, to be honest. But the celebrations still do exist. Like on some years, I would have friends invite me to their house for Raya, like last year. But unfortunately here in Singapore, it's only 1 day public holiday. So I think for this year, what some of my friends did was they celebrated on Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday work, and weekend they continue with their visitation. So it was like that. But there are kind of bazaars around, specifically at the Paya Lebar, Geylang area, where you have like Raya Bazaar and stuff like that. But compared to Malaysia, it's not as I would say it's a bit not as prominent as you would perhaps have like Chinese New Year in comparison. So yeah, that's that.
I have a curious question. How much? I mean, the bazaar food, is it expensive or very affordable?
Yeah, restaurant price, bro.
Restaurant price.
Yeah,
There you
Singapore
go.
Bazaar is the price restaurant. Yeah.
PSA message for you guys. Bazaars are scams. They scam your money. In Malaysia also, our bazaars
Yeah.
are so expensive. My tears flowed down my cheeks when I heard the prices. I'm like, what?
Yeah. But it's still a cloud magnet, and people still love it because of
Of
the
course.
atmosphere. And yeah,
I think it is because of the atmosphere, right, Carol? That people go over the pit, but the prices are just wow. What to do lah? But you know what? It is a fun experience lah. Especially in Malaysia where
Yeah.
wink wink food better, wink wink.
Look, I mean, credit where credit is due. Nasi lemak in Malaysia is much better. I was just at JB yesterday, and
And can you
Much
tell can you tell the Singaporeans your bak kut teh is not bak kut teh, okay? You call it pepper soup, I think it's okay. You call it bak kut teh, I'm very insulted, you know.
yeah. To tell you the truth, also I come to JB to buy the bak kut teh packets to like give
to bring
people,
back. Alright. Let's start the 8 here. Daryl Exchanger. So yep, there we go. That's our Raya chit chat for this time. We have
Singapore chicken rice still better.
Okay. Bring us to the finish of the race.
Yeah, Daryl Exchanger crosses the line with a clear victory, taking a class win and overall win here with the LMDH class here at Laguna Seca with Nabil Fast with half a one whole lap behind. Wow.
Yeah, he's about 3 laps behind actually. Looking at the gap.
I think Nabil, I can team with you endurance racing next round because I'm also shit at driving. So
Oh, Nabil is good at driving. Make no mistake, but maybe
I need Nabil to carry me. So
Boleh. We get
Nabil, carry me please.
and no problem. Look at that. So Eka Hassan is across the line as well. Zero blinker, also completing the last lap around this fantastic track in the US of A.
California.
Laguna Seca. Yep, California, Cali.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Laguna Seca one day.
I would too. It's a
Yeah.
nice track.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to many racetracks in real life, so that's
Sabang is good.
the best to me is still Monza.
Monza.
Well, Kelvin, you've been to Italy, right? You spent quite an amount of time in Italy last year. Do you visit any racetracks there?
We didn't go for any racetracks.
Ah,
I went to Maranello, but not to any racetracks. Okay, so let me go.
Okay.
This is the results here. Congratulations to Daryl Exchanger. One thing I want to point out: the best lap of 1:12.721. That was done on the absolute last lap of the race. Incredible from Daryl Exchanger to do such a great lap, even after 1 hour of racing. Followed by Nabil Faiz, followed by Eka Shabirin Hassan, Zero Blinker, RK07, and Sheikh Gu PJ. So wow, incredible. Zero Blinker also with a 1:21.9 incredible lap time from McLaren around the tracks of Laguna Seca. Any last words from you, Rehan, before about the stream?
yeah. So yeah, great to see the last drivers standing from what has been a quite a chill round of racing here at Laguna Seca. So obviously earlier on in practice, we've seen quite a lot of drivers take on the track, and then when we changed servers, we did have quite a few drivers who continued over, and obviously the most determined drivers who were able to outlast the attrition, because really it's not a difficult track, Laguna Seca. It's just a track that you have to get right every single time, because if you miss at any single lap, right, that's your rhythm is gone, and you're not able to and that's kind of it for you if you lose your rhythm. So all of the drivers who finished did absolutely well indeed, and I think with the next round coming up in the next month, I think we'll have definitely much more to expect with the whole year of IMSA endurance racing here at AMS2.
Yeah, so looking forward to better tracks, and also looking forward to interesting sessions to come as well. And hopefully this time around we get even more participants in the Le Mans hybrid, the Daytona hybrid side of things. This is something that is they are really, really very quick cars compared to even the GT3s, which are in itself already very quick as well. So these are some of the best driving cars in the world, and one day we would just hope to see some of these in real life as well. But until then, we have other tracks that we are going to go to. So I'm looking forward to racing there, as well as looking at how we get people in to race in those series. Yeah. So this will be it from us. Basically, I think our drivers are still celebrating with the podium in Laguna Seca. Haven't finished.
They haven't fly back to Malaysia yet, huh?
Yes, they haven't. But let us get. Shall I drag Zero Blinker into the chat?
Do it.
Okay, I'll drag Zero Blinker. Exchanger. Here we go. Bill. What is this? What is happening, guys?
You guys crazy or what?
No sé qué pasó.
Let me bring
what's up?
Ika here because Ika was actually the winner of the GT3.
Let me go.
There you
Let's
go.
bring it, everyone. Oh,
Let's bring everyone here. Here we go.
Wow.
hello, everyone. We're live.
Hey guys.
Oh. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations on a well done race. Satu jam racing, not easy, but you all have done it. So congratulations, guys.
Yay!
Hello.
I'm sweating like hell, man.
The
Hello.
organize this game.
Sweating like hell, huh? Oh, there we go. Yeah, sweating like hell indeed. I think after 1 hour, who don't sweat?
Chico, I want to hear about you. I think one of the first races well, at least with us, right? But probably you've done this before. But what do you think of the experience and AMS? Tell us a little bit.
Actually, this hello, hi. This is maybe my first time actually driving endurance more than half an hour. So quite a cool experience, and the game is quite good actually, and the physics are great. And I'm thinking about selling my rig before this, but I think I will hold on to it. And
Yes,
I will
don't sell.
Please hold on. Don't sell Rick, bro. You regret it.
I will hold on to it, and I will do more racing after this.
Okay, cool. But a question for you: why did you choose the 911, the hardest car to drive in the world?
Oh, that's the hardest car.
Yes.
I don't know. Actually, before I played, I gone into the race today. This is like our race around 1 hour and 30 minutes for qualifying. Before that, I only played this game for 10 minutes. So that's why I chose the car, because it's pretty.
It is pretty. It absolutely is.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
So, but very hard to drive. So I think you found that out, lah.
Yeah. Regret it already.
But well done. And I think also here, Daryl Exchanger. Daryl, what a dominant, super high speed race from your side. Tell us more from your perspective. How was it?
It was good. But the thing is, I was scared at first because I was thinking it's gonna be raining and all. LMP is not that good on wet, so basically just floor it. And the thing is that I just was like lesser brake pressure and try to keep it safe and all. Just bring the car back home.
And set the fastest lap on the last lap, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was always on boost number 2 if I'm not mistaken, because I don't want to wear out the tires early in the race. So just maintain my pace along.
Incredible performance. So thank you for showing us how it's done. And maybe next up, also Nabil, slow hand, Bill.
Yo,
what's up,
Yo.
bro?
Yeah.
How's that second position?
I'm very happy for the second position. Nothing to say about just trying to finish the race. Just
1 hour. of
two
racing.
empty cars on the track. So yeah,
Oh man. I mean, 1 hour is exhausting now. 1 hour.
yeah.
All right, and Eka, you and Javier had a very close fight, and only once Javi went into the pit and you continued on to with the overcut. So what did you do? Did you change tires at the pit, or you just put on fuel and then went off?
Actually, I've made a bad pit strategy.
Oh, what kind of pit strategy is that?
I thought the race is 30 minutes. It's 60 minutes. So wrongly fuel. Many things.
Many.
Can speak Malay? Not strong.
Wait. Jom. Mari.
Salah strategi lah. Salah
Asal?
faham.
Asal? Oh, you ingat race tu 30
Kan
minit.
race 30 minit saja.
So fuel semua salah.
Fuel 30 minit lah.
Aduh.
So-
And
Luckily, Javier using Ferrari engineer, so
They moved to McLaren now,
actually at first lap ingatkan nak pit dulu untuk mandatory pit. And then I go for 30 minutes lah. And then lepas tengok 30 minit, tengok tak masa tak habis lagi kan. tengok sejam lagi. So gunakan kereta tu untuk sampai ke habis minyak, low fuel, and then I start to pit lah. And then very difficult to set up the SUD set the fuel back. Nasib baik okey lah.
Walau bagaimanapun, still managed to score third place in the podium. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh well.
Sebenarnya Ivy lagi laju sebenarnya.
Well done to all of you. 1 hour of racing. So I think Eriki 07, are you here also? Ada sini.
Arco, is it?
I think not here.
Arik.
Meister?
Arik.
Semua ada sini.
Dia normally normal in speed tavern, he did not switch on the mic.
Tak cakap Apa? Next time.
Mystery guy.
low profile.
Low profile.
Sejak dari dulu memang macam tu dia.
I see.
Yes.
Alright. So once again, thank you everyone for joining tonight. Hope you all have fun. Next race, we all go together once again. We get a bigger grid and we go. So we did. Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen. Alright.
Rangga Fest there, bro.
So I think today kita dah lesson learn dan macam mana nak set up tu. Jadi okay lah, lepas ni kita try the best lah.
Fuel setting dah tahu lah.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, so I think that's it from me. I pass it over to you, Weihan, to end our stream for today lah.
Alright, so yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuned in to this special broadcast of the Adrenaline Impact IMSA Endurance Series on AMS2. Of course, we have a whole year of racing, calendar year of racing, for this whole year here on Adrenaline Impact. And on behalf of Kelvin T and Khairul Alang behind the cameras and all the grid who's present here on Discord, we'll see you the next round. Goodbye, everyone, and Tora.
Ciao.